All right, hello everyone. We are back again. Tonight we have three different stories we are going to be discussing this evening. We're going to be discussing the story or two stories, I'm sorry. We are going to be discussing the Bronx mom who may have unawakened her sons because she thought they were possessed, and we're also going to be discussing the story on Kevin Johnson who has just been executed last week. We're going to get into why his daughter was denied to be there to see her father go. And we're going to get into some things that kind of like brought attention to me. But before we get into that, I'm going to go into a little commercial break. All right. So we're gonna start with the Kevin Johnson situation. And for those of you who may not be aware of this story, he's a man from Missouri. He was locked up due to unaliving an officer. Um, and he was sentenced to be executed. Now he was just executed last week. He did try to go for clemency, but it was denied. His daughter was also denied the right to be there to see her father being executed due to laws in Missouri. What caught my attention though about this story is the interview that I saw he done, and I saw that it was like a lot of different teachers and things, people that were in his life when he was younger, that mentioned things going on in his life, but no one ever basically stepped up and did anything about it.
Right.
So I
Right.
sent you guys the video because I was hoping like if you guys was gonna notice that. So what is you guys' thoughts on this?
That's exactly what I thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you got upbringing like that, it's a lot going on. I thought the race thing because I was reading about how the other
You sound kind
there
of
was a,
low.
about I was thinking about how they were saying that they didn't charge whiter skinned people with the same or sentence them the same, and that made me think about the same thing. Like when mental health is in them, it's a it's a big problem when mental health. But I feel like our mental health is overlooked. But I'm a big advocate for mental health. So that's the thing I went through. Like, why didn't nobody do nothing to help or intervene then? And why, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Why wait till now?
because there was teachers, there was principals, like all of these people that were speaking out in his defense in that interview.
Yeah,
These were like people who have important roles in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're coming up. So,
yeah.
and also when you have a role like that, you're a mandated reporter.
I was about to
So
say
if
that's
these
kind of
things
your
were going
job.
on, why nobody never reported it, but now you're speaking on it?
That's exactly what I said. That's kind of your job to intervene or go tell somebody of what you see. But that's what I mean. Our mental health and our health period is overlooked. You know what I mean? So
So those teachers and stuff were just speaking out now, like just or
hmm
they
Yeah.
were
So
just
the
speaking out.
video
So
that
did
I
they?
sent you,
Yeah.
it was like maybe it was like a couple teachers. I know one was a coach, one was his teacher,
yeah,
there was a principal, and they all said he was a good kid when he was younger,
yeah.
that he had problems at home as far as abuse and neglection with his mother. But none of these people that are speaking now and saying these things did nothing back then, you know what I mean, to
Well,
take
that's
him
my
out of
point.
that
Did they
Yeah.
situation.
did they try and justify their own actions as to why they wouldn't have reported any suspicions? Did they try and justify their own actions with that?
No, so you didn't have a chance to watch the
No,
video?
I didn't. No, no.
Oh, well, no, they
That's why
didn't.
I was
They
curious.
just that's why I'm puzzled. Like you're
Yeah.
speaking now, but I mean, and then I just want to clarify to anybody who's watching, I am not saying that I'm not excusing what he did. I'm not excusing the
Absolutely
crime
not.
that
No.
he, but I'm just that just brought it just kind of caught my attention because I was like, when I saw the first person speak, I kind of was like, okay. But then when you see three other people speaking and they're all saying the same thing, but it's like, okay, but none of you guys did nothing to take this boy out of his situation.
Well, that's my point. Like, were they defending themselves at all, and trying to justify why they wouldn't have tried to take him out of that situation? And I think cases like this draw attention, help to draw attention to, mental health and what it really, how detrimental it really is. Do you know what I mean? Whenever you grow up with horrific things like that happening to you.
Right. Why can't you see? Okay. I'm not seeing it's like I'm not seeing us on video. We're live, but I'm not seeing
Oh, I
us.
see you. I see both of you.
Oh, you do? Well, then I
Yeah,
guess it's just maybe I
yeah,
need to
I see
refresh
both
my
of you on
screens over
video.
here. Okay. So yeah, that was my thing. So basically, this is what took place. Um, so it says that Kevin Johnson, a death row inmate, was convicted in 2005 for the murder of a Kirkwood, Missouri police officer, but claimed racial bias in his prosecution. Was executed Tuesday night by lethal injection. He didn't give a final statement, according to Missouri Department Corrections spokesperson Karen Podgman. Johnson's execution came after the U.S. Supreme Court denied his request for a stay of execution. Justice Jackson and Sonia, somebody I can't pronounce that, Sotomayor, dissented according to the court's website a day earlier. The Missouri Supreme Court has similarly denied Johnson's request for a stay after Johnson and his attorneys argued racial discrimination played a role in his prosecution. Mary McEntee, the widow of Kirkwood Police Sergeant William McEntee, said her husband was killed on his hands and knees in front of people he dictated his life to serve. He dedicated his life to serve. When he left for work that day, we could not imagine that he would be executed by someone he gave his life to protect. She said at a media briefing Tuesday evening, Bill didn't get to fight for his life. He didn't have the chance to be heard before a jury to decide whether he would live or die. She also thanked the prosecutors who put the hard work and endless hours for justice for Bill. The execution was not witnessed by Johnson's 19-year-old daughter who failed this month to get federal court to prevent the state from executing her father unless she was permitted to be a witness. Missouri law bars people younger than 21 from witnessing the proceedings. So I guess that's the law in Missouri. If you're under the age of 21, you're not allowed to attend. On Monday, the Missouri Supreme Court heard arguments in two requests for a stay in Johnson's case, one by Johnson, who was black, and the other by a special prosecutor appointed at the request of the St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, which secured Johnson's conviction on a first-degree charge and death sentence for the murder of McEntee. Both requests sought a stay to claims of racial prejudice could be heard by the St. Louis County Circuit Court, which previously denied a motion by special prosecutors to vacate Johnson's conviction, saying there was not enough time before Johnson's scheduled execution to hold a hearing. In their motion, attorneys for Johnson pointed to long-standing and pervasive racial bias in St. Louis County prosecutors handling of this case, and over death eligible prosecutions, including the office decisions of which offense to charge, which penalty to seek, and which jurors to strike. Per their request, the prosecuting attorney sought the death penalty against 4 or 5 defendants tried for the killing of police officers while in office, all of them black. While the fifth was white in the case with A white defendant, Johnson's request says the prosecutor invited defense attorneys to submit mitigation evidence that might persuade the office to not seek death, an opportunity not afforded the black defendants. Additionally, they pointed to a study by a University of North Carolina political scientists of 408 death eligible homicide prosecutions during the prosecutor's tenure that found the office fairly sought the death penalty with the victims of white. So basically, I guess they're arguing that there are some um people of white that do get prosecuted, is what it's saying. Those claims appear to be supported by a special prosecutor who was appointed to the case last month after the St. Louis proceeding attorney's office cited a conflict of interest. The special prosecutor determined that racist prosecution techniques infected Mr. Johnson's conviction and death sentence. He wrote in his own request a stay. The special prosecutor found clear and convincing evidence of racial bias by the trial prosecutor. He wrote in the request citing similar evidence to that listed by Johnson's attorneys in their request to stay. So, do you have any further thoughts on this? If somebody's talking, you're on mute.
I thought he was trying to talk. That's why I didn't say anything. I think he's trying to say something.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh my goodness.
Frozen.
It's yeah, they said you said you can see me on screen. They say they only see
I can
audio.
see. No, I can see you. I was able to see him. Now I can't see him on screen.
He lost connection.
Okay, yeah, I assume he was like all freezing and everything. Yeah, I just saw
Yes,
read
I
a
can see
comment.
your post. I see that you guys say you can't see me on the screen. You can I only have audio.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing you on the screen. Okay, now I'm
Are you
seeing him
seeing me
too.
on the Facebook screen?
No, just on the like in our thing.
Yeah, this pisses me off.
This is.
I'm not on Facebook right.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you
I
hear
can
me?
see you now. Yeah. Okay, go back. It's they're saying that they
Can you hear
can't
me?
see us. Yes, I can see. I mean, I can hear you. Well, you
Yeah.
guys, we're just gonna have to work with audio. I don't. I mean, you guys can hear what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with the picture. But so I was wondering, did you guys have any further, anything further to say about this situation?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Now I can't hear you.
What?
Seriously? This is some bullshit, man. I swear.
Yeah.
You can hear me,
No,
right, Kara?
if you can
Yeah,
hear
I
me,
can
I
hear
can't
you.
hear you
I can
now.
hear you perfectly fine.
I'm gonna jump out and jump back in.
Okay.
So he this guy who just got executed, so he killed a police officer, is that what happened?
Yeah, and
Okay.
so um in the article that I sent you guys,
Yeah.
it basically says that the reason why he, unaliving him, we gotta watch that word, the K word,
Yeah.
um, because YouTube be on some other stuff.
Oh
But
god. Okay.
yeah, it says the reason why he unaliving him was because, so I guess the police, they came to the house for his brother, his younger brother, for a warrant. And in the midst of them taking him out of the house, he had some type of a episode or something where he it sounds like he was having an epileptic seizure. They
Oh,
wouldn't allow the mom to help him.
what?
And
Why?
yeah, so he basically, that's the reason why he did it.
Oh, wow.
Facts.
He lost
Yeah,
his life,
that's
so
intense.
he
That's
blamed the
intense.
officer for that.
And there was no like 911 call being made or anything during this. I mean, it sounds like it was a medical emergency going on.
It says they can see us on y'all on YouTube. Yeah, no. Ace, did you get a chance to read the story?
Yeah, I did. I was just
I skimmed over it.
I was just yeah, I was writing notes. I mean, we was just doing that. But I mean, after we talked earlier, but I definitely did. And what I was trying to say earlier before I couldn't speak was it was just more about the race stuff. But what happened with how it happened, I don't really I don't really mind. I mind that we get treated different. That's what's big to me in this. They can try to put it like some some people get sentenced like that, but it's not like that. And if it was a white person and it was those stipulations all before, he wouldn't get sentenced the same. Not even a little bit. So that was my biggest take from it. And I don't like how they did the daughter because from what I got, if she would have testified, she would have been able to go. So it's no different. It's just like they trying to punish us.
Let me see something. So I have a comment. Hold on. She says, I think federal should change the law. This person says, I think federal should change the law. And then person says, I'm down here in St. Louis, Missouri, where this happened, and the governor is filed for not gardening him from execution, and he was supposed to be. Uh, they were supposed to be. Hold on. Okay, they were supposed to be coming to that house because of something that Kevin Johnson had did, and his brother was having a seizure, and they did not try to seek medical. If you're using your mic, please type. I don't want to be trying to sit up here and figure out these words. Medical attention for what happened, and he basically is like it's like an eye. So I think she's trying to say, if I'm understanding correctly, I think she's trying to say it's like an eye for an eye.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Oh my goodness, no sound on Facebook. What the hell?
These technical difficulties, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's showing on live. Yeah. Well, anybody who may be tuning in on Facebook, can you just go over to YouTube because they're saying you can hear and see on YouTube? I apologize. I don't know what's going on. I do need a refund because every time I try to use this software, it's not working correctly. EV Muck. So yeah, he was executed last week. So that's the. I mean, that was the story of that. And like
Wow.
I said, the reason that what caught my attention was the whole, everybody that was speaking out for him and saying, all these good things and how he had these things going on in his life, but nobody, stepped in and did anything.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I mean, if they knew stuff was going on back then, like he was saying earlier, that was their job. They mandated reporting. That's going to require them to report that, any suspicion. So I don't know why they're just coming out and speaking about it now.
I think because they were the daughter. Well, the daughter basically, they denied her the right to come to his execution, and then um,
Because
they
it's
were
that
trying to
state's
get his
laws.
execution stayed.
Hmm. Because it's the law, you have to be 21 or older. Is that correct in that state? All right. Did you hear me?
I can hear you guys. Yeah, I said in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
You think we should regroup?
Probably not a bad idea.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I think it's just getting like a little sketchy on my side. It's like I can hear you and then you go out and then I can hear you again. I don't know.
Who, me?
Yeah. You're clear right now. Just like every so often the words get kind of broken up on my end. Let's see. Is did he go? Is he still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not seeing him at all or hearing him. So if he okay, I was like, I wasn't trying to talk over you if you were talking.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so then the next story that we were going to talk about is the Bronx mom who may have unalivened her sons because she thought they were possessed. There's been a lot of cases of this type of thing going on, like um, basically, they say that they're taking their children's lives because they think they're possessed, and all this stuff. And
That
so
is
my
wild.
question is that are these people really feeling these things, or are they just tired of being parents?
That or I would have to question, are there any drugs involved with any of this or
I
anything?
was gonna say, yeah, that's kind of a split answer for me because some people I feel like get caught up in that's their reasoning, but like also some people a little messed up in the brain. Maybe they do believe it's true. You know what I'm saying? We just got done talking about mental health in the last topic, so it's real, but I don't know. I really don't know how to say that.
Yeah, it's
But
hard to
I
know
know
without
some
knowing
people.
like all the details of the story.
What about the Bronx story?
I mean, it's just hard to
Yeah,
know
the
what
mom.
exactly that mother's coming from. Like, what is all the? I mean, has she ever been diagnosed with a mental illness of schizophrenia or having hallucinations, or do you know what I mean? Like anything like that, or were there drugs involved, or did she genuinely believe like this is what was going on?
Yeah, I don't know. But I know this is kind of like every time you read about something like this is something that's always been said, is that they think the child was possessed. And, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
It's increased, yeah.
how how did you think they were possessed? What happened? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, Londa, I think the
It looked
point
like
you came up with too of like the question you rose about, are they just tired of being parents? I mean, I think that's worth looking into too.
yeah, but okay. Well, I don't think you should bring kids in the world if you don't want to be parents, number one. And
Uh-huh.
number two,
yeah,
though, even if you don't want to be a parent, why do you have to take them out? Like, I would respect a lot of these parents better if they just left them at a hospital or left them on a relative or something. Like, why do you
Oh,
have to take
100%.
their
I'm just saying
lives?
like yeah, you
yeah,
got to you got to think about that, like is that the reason? I mean, I don't think any sane person is going to understand that mindset of why she would have thought they were possessed. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
right.
I
It's the
can't
same
begin to
with what was
comprehend
her
it.
name? Kate Anthony. Is the same thing with her. Was
Yep.
that her name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
was
was her
Casey
name.
And that
Yeah.
Anthony.
was
Yeah.
like that story was just bunkers. That she even told people. That's you know what I'm saying. Like I don't. I think some people is really evil, and in the end of the day, some people is really evil because Not drop them off at a hospital. They got children's services in all states, all cities. You could have just
Oh yeah.
took them to children's services, and they would have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think some people are real life evil, and who knows? Maybe to cope in it with they in their head, they make excuses. Real narcissists, like you know what I'm saying. So I just with her, I think because like how are these kids possessed? And you know what I mean? Tell
Hmm.
us how. Tell us more. I
Yeah,
don't like that.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I could never.
yeah, me neither. I mean, mm I just feel like don't lay down and have kids if you don't want to deal with them. You know.
100%.
Yeah, and like you
a
were saying,
hundred
I think
percent.
a lot of it is like maybe they reached a breaking point and then they just made excuses for what they did, trying to act like they
Yeah,
had remorse for it or something.
yeah. Trying to look like a regular human in the eye of the public. You know what I'm saying? People
But
care about.
also too, what I be wondering about these cases is like when these type of things happen, where there are red flags around, like to people who may have been around them, like family or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sure
I'm
there
sure it
were.
was. I'm sure it was.
But then, hindsight is 2020. I mean, maybe they just didn't recognize it, or you never want to believe that someone you care about is gonna. Do you know what I mean? Like, so maybe they didn't call it
Or
out. I don't know.
or in some cases they just don't be in the public. They don't leave the house, or they always keep them sheltered and you know what I'm saying, separated from the world. A
Yeah,
lot of people, a lot of
complete
times that's the case.
seclusion. Yeah.
Yeah, I just no, I call BS with the possessed kids, both of them, huh?
Right. So here's a
I ain't never
comment.
seen a double possession.
Yeah. You know it. You know it. To be honest, I actually really think that this is where it comes with the mental. Okay, I'm not gonna read these that I have to cipher through and figure out. Gotta type. I don't want to read the ones off the mic because they don't come out clearly. And somebody says mental health is not being taken seriously. No, I'm don't have to disagree. No, I have to disagree because I know people and women that post. I'm not reading it. But in these mind frames of these people that are doing these evil things to these children, but these people that are coming to their breaking point, they know that if they take their life, they have to take their kids because it's not. But she didn't take her own life. She didn't take her own life because it's not going to
Exactly.
sit right with
Exactly.
yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. She took their lives, not hers. And then in a lot of them that they don't take their lives, they're taking theirs, not theirs.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I can't hear you.
At all.
Londa, I can hear you. I can't hear Ace.
Oh, Ace, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Nah, I still can't hear you.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to end. This is another wasted show again.
I mean, we got to talk some at least.
Right, but nobody on Facebook was able to see it or hear it.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I everything was working when I first started, and then I don't know. I want my money back, and I'm going to email them because this is
Yeah, I
every.
don't blame you. I would definitely be contacting someone if I were you.
So we're just gonna go on and end the show, you guys. Thank you guys for trying to tune in. I'm sorry that things are not working correctly, but you guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you Thursday night.
Okay,
All right, bye.
bye.